Bars like grains in bags of rice. Had to cook up the thing, yeah, flow this nice. Pepper like jollof, fire my innards. Can't take big herms for little man like Richard. Good God, Miss Mom.
Welcome, people. Welcome back to my channel. Move British. It's me, your host, Joe. And yeah, man. Yeah, it's really hot in the UK right now. Like, it's boiling in London right now, man. And when it's hot in England, it feels like you're in the Sahara Desert, like the Oman Desert. It's so hot, bro. It just feels like your skin's melting and it's just, humid, man. But I'm blessed with the hot weather. It's a good thing. If you're new to this channel, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell. Make sure you send me an email if you're interested in like collaborating or you want me to talk about something to promote your mixtape, but you have to give me a little. Nah, I'm joking. I'm not going to be promoting mixtapes, but yeah. If you can subscribe, I would appreciate that. And if you want to look at my past videos to judge if you want to give me a subscription or not, heck, go ahead, look at the videos, bruv. Just make sure you subscribe to the channel and you recommend it to your friend. You tell your mistress, you tell your wife, you tell your kids, you tell your grandmother, you tell everyone, the librarian, you tell the guy at the pub, watch me British. Yeah, so I wanted to, talk about being black in the UK, like the experience. What's it like, being a melanated man, a chocolate mountain, People normally eat these kind of content, or people love these kind of videos, especially in America. I got some people from America that subscribe to the channel. I've looked at the, the algorithms, whatever, I don't know. I've looked at the numbers and breakdowns. So there's a few Americans on there and people just love to eat this kind of racial stuff up. They just love it. Obviously, I'm not going to be speaking about every single person's experience in the UK being black. I'm going to tell my experiences, things that I went through, things that I've gone through, living in the United Kingdom for X amount of years. And the first thing I said is lifestyle. So how is it living in the UK in terms of lifestyle? I think personally, for me, I think it's been good. Like, there's a lot of opportunities for black people in England to, get good careers, have good homes, have good businesses, and, just function like every other human in this country. There's good opportunities here. And I wasn't born in this country myself. Obviously, I'm from Congo originally, the Democratic Republic. Mwanamboka, Fimbu, for real. So when I say my experiences, it could differ from someone, let's say someone from the Caribbean. We might have some little bit differences, because we're black, but there's different cultural experiences that just, make us different. Like, for example, I was out the other day, right? And, it was my friend's show, so he was the main act, right? So he raps, he makes music really. So there was like a girl, she opened up for him. So basically she just did a set before him. So she was singing, I think, and she was a really good artist. Like, she had a good voice and everything. I forgot her name, but she definitely had she was a black girl. She definitely had a good voice, and yeah, it was good. So afterwards, we started talking to her, me and my friends, and I was like, oh wow, your music's really good. Like, who would you say that you really listen to or like who's your influences? And she was like, Barrington Levy. And I'm like, Barrington Levy? Who the hell is that, fam? You know what I mean? Levi, I don't even know if I'm saying Barrington Levi, all the Jamaicans can be getting at me. So she's like, oh, Barrington Levy. And I'm like, I don't really know who that is. I said to her, I don't really know who that is. She goes, oh, sure you know Barrington Levy. Your mum and dad probably used to play him on a Sunday weekend. And I'm looking at her like, my mom and dad was not playing no Barrington Levy, fam. We were playing, I'm a Congolese Muluba, fam. I was listening to Baba Yuda, Frère Patrice, Matrice Samuel. I was listening to those kind of guys. I wasn't listening to Barrington Levy. So that's what I'm trying to say. It's a bit of a different experience for people, because she listens to Barrington Levy. I have no idea who the hell that is. But yeah, then we're both black, different experiences because we're from different cultures. So I think lifestyle is really good. I've lived in the Midlands and I've lived in London. In London, its lifestyle is definitely way more multicultural in London. Like, there's so many people, diverse backgrounds. There's loads of people from everywhere around the world. And I mean, from around the world in London, I'm sure in London, if you walked around, you probably meet someone from everywhere. Literally, there's people from everywhere here. So it's quite diverse. Most black people in the United Kingdom live in London. So there's a lot of black people in London. But where I grew up in Derby, there's not that many black people, especially within my time, like as a kid around there was not that many black people. The numbers are very low. I think at some point there's just more mixed race people than actual black people, definitely. But nowadays when I go there, I see a lot more black faces. So yeah, there's a lot more black people nowadays in Derby for sure. Yeah, but the lifestyle's pretty chilled. Like you can do the stuff that you want to do. Obviously, like you can, like I said, you can own a business, you can do different stuff, and yeah, like you're pretty free to do whatever you want to do. And there's not a lot. I haven't really faced a lot of work prejudice or work discrimination in terms of race. I'm going to be honest, but there's one time when I did have a job. I had a job, bro. This guy tried it with me. Man tried to bring out the evil in me, bro. I was about to give my man the biggest backhand. Bro, one time I got this job, bruv, like, it's just a quick job, innit? There's like a work canteen, innit? I don't know, canteen, I don't know. Canteen might be a British terminology. People in America might not know it. Cafeteria, work cafeteria, yeah, something like that. So I'm in the canteen and that. I've just walked into this workplace, innit? But most people in this work are old white men, because it was like a driving type of job. So it's just loads of old white men, innit? So I walk in and I'm about to grub up, eat my food and just, watch some stuff on my phone. And as I'm sitting down, there was like another table of these three co-workers and there were a few other people there. And I sat down and one of the guys doesn't even know me from nowhere, bruv. Like the guy don't know me. And the first thing, he wants to make like some racial joke to me, yeah? And he's like, you look like Tomore, the football player that plays for AC Milan and used to play for Chelsea and Derby. At the time, I think he's playing for Chelsea. He's like, it looks like Tomore's come back. You look like Tomore. And I'm looking at him, yeah. As soon as he said that to me, I screamed like, are you saying that to me because I'm black? I screamed it loud. Everyone heard me. I was like, are you saying that to me because I'm black? And his face just went red. He just went red. He was like, uh-oh, what have I done here? That's what he was thinking, what have I done? So his face is bare red, yeah. I'm like, why? Yeah. So I've said like, are you saying that to me because I'm black? And I've said nothing. And bro, at this point, the canteen is quiet. There's about 15 people in there. When I screamed it, you can hear a pin drop. Everyone's just quiet. So everyone's just looking at me and this guy. And I'm like, why are you saying that to me? I'm not coming to work to hear racial black jokes, bro. Like, I don't know. Like, you don't know me, G. Like, we don't know each other, bro. I'm not trying to hear your racial jokes, bro. I'm not on it. Sorry, bro. I'm not on it, man. And he couldn't even speak, bro. His friend had to speak for him. His friend's like, oh, mate, listen, mate. Yeah, he didn't mean it like that. And he just sat there red, like, didn't even apologize to me. He's like, damn, man, I didn't even mean it like that. Yeah. I'm like, whatever, bro. Don't make me... I said to him, bro, don't tell no jokes. Bro, don't tell me no jokes. I'll just report you to HR. Like, I ain't got time for this, bro. Told him straight away. I said, bro, if you say another comment, I'm reporting you to HR. And we'll see what they have to say. So that's probably the only time I faced some type of discrimination, joking type of thing. That's about it. Everything else been casual in terms of work. There's definitely, like I don't want to throw the R word into it, racism. Just going to the shop, for example. Like, you're probably more likely to be followed by security. You're more likely to think that people just gonna, people just think you're gonna steal some shit or do something, even though I'm wearing, normal clothes. I don't look like a crackhead, but people think I'm gonna steal stuff. Like one time I got followed at like a Poundland, and I'm like, bro, like Poundland? Are you fucking kidding me, mate? Like you're following me in a Poundland? But still, it happens, bro. You know what I mean? There's a lot of like, it happens, and there's some prejudice from the police as well. Definitely, that's them guys, bro. They're not all, but some of them do have some racial tendencies. The police have realized that, they do have a little racial biasness to them. So, yeah, so there's a lot of, like, racism in terms of police, definitely. I've been, I can tell you so many times where I've had situations with police just trying to target me, bro. There's one time I lived in Peckham, yeah. I'm not even active on the roads, bro. I've never been active. I've never been OT, bro. I've never sold packs. I've never been OT, bro. I've never banged, bro. I've never claimed a set. I've never set tripped. I'm living in Peckham at the time, innit? Like, at this time in my early 20s, maybe early 20s, I would say, mid. It was during my university stage, so early 20s. So I used to work at Tesco at the time, innit? And so I've come back from Tesco, my job where I was working, yeah? And I had the full uniform, the full Navy thing, bro. I was Navied out, bro. I used to love the Navy uniform in Tesco, don't get me wrong. So Coming back, I used to live in a estate in Peckham, like a little estate, just like a little tower block. It wasn't that big. It's one of the estates in Peckham. It was like a 4 or 5 story block there. And as I'm coming, so I go upstairs. I normally cook, innit? I'm not like a chef, but damn, man, I ain't Gordon Ramsay, but I do my thing. So obviously I brought some food to cook from Tesco, obviously because man worked at Tesco. But I realised I forgot something, man. I was like, shit, I forgot this thing. It was like a main ingredient. I don't even know how I messed this up. So I thought, let me just go to the corner shop quickly, buy what I need to buy, and come back, innit? So as I go to the corner shop, I'm going downstairs, right? And as I'm going downstairs, there's like a Ford Galaxy, you know, if you know cars, Ford Galaxy, right? It's like a people carrier. You can sit quite a lot of people in it. There's like a Ford Galaxy outside of my block, yeah, and it's like about 4 to 5 bold white men, bro, like 45-year-old white men. And I just looked at them. I know this sounds crazy. Obviously, we're in England, but this area is definitely super black. It's a super black area, Peckham is. It's one of the blackest areas in the UK. So it's kind of like equivalent to being, I don't know, maybe Harlem. You know, it's kind of like Harlem, I guess. Most people are going to be black in these areas, right? Or Asian or whatever. There's a lot of ethnic minorities and there's white people there. Yeah, so cool. I see this Ford Galaxy with 4 bold white men there in it. I'm like, whatever. I didn't even think nothing of it, bro. I just went to the shop, quick thing. And gone to the shop. Remember, I'm still in uniform. So I've come out the shop. I'm walking back to my house. Now, the same Ford Galaxy that I've just saw, bro, it starts to like speed, because I'm walking this way. It starts to speed towards me, bro. And I'm like, okay, whatever. And as they speed towards me, it just stops. They just stop the car, and they put the windows down. It's like I'm PC, and he says his name and showed me his badge. Like yeah. And I'm looking at him like, the hell do you want, fam? Like, I'm trying to go cook some food, bruv. I'm hungry. I just done a shift. He's like, we've just watched you circle the block. I'm like, duh. I went to the corner shop, you idiot. Of course I'm circling a block, fam. What am I meant to do? Like, get on a trumpet. What's them things called? Pogo stick, and just. Of course I'm circling the block, mate. I'm going to the corner shop. So I'm like, mate, I'm going to the corner shop. What do you want me to do, bro? Like, am I not allowed to do that? And obviously I was a bit young, so I give him a little cheek. And he starts to like really he says some shit to me, like just trying to be cheeky, bro. Like, just trying to be cheeky, fam. I'm like, whatever, fam. I was like, yo, whatever. Like, he's like, you circled the block and this is a hotbed area for drug dealing. I'm looking at this guy, I'm thinking, gee, drug dealing? I'm dealing Tesco meal deals, bro. I deal in Tesco meal deals, bro. I'm wearing the uniform. Drug dealing? I wish I had a pack to get rich, fam. I'm working at Tesco, my man. So, short story long, wherever they say. So cool. So we're there. I'm like, okay, what is it then? He says nothing, and I'm like, whatever. And he goes to me, well, fuck off then, mate. And he does that to me. He gives me a middle finger and tells me to F off here. I'm like, whatever, bro. So that's really it, bro. I'm wearing the Tesco uniform, trying to chat shit to me. There's also another time, like, bro, in London, like, we have this thing called Oysters, innit? Which is like a travel card. Like, you top it up and you can travel across London with it. Maybe around the London area. Like, maybe Watford. I know you can use Oysters in Watford, and that's not in bloody London, is it? Yeah. Or Shanksfield. Yeah, never mind. You can use Oysters in some places, mainly in London, some other outskirts cities near London. So cool. So I'm living in the university halls in Camberwell. SC5, wherever it's called. Camberwell, come on. So I'm living in them halls there, yeah. And I'm about to go get the train with my mate, innit? And as we're about to get the train, we're running, bam, 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 because we're about to run to Denmark Hill Station, innit? Which is a station in Camberwell. So we're running. At the time that we're running, there's a police officer on a bike, like similarly coming the other way, and we're running. Then one of us, me or my boy, realized that we forgot our oyster. And obviously you can't really travel without it, because back then, contactless cards wasn't really a thing. It was just oysters. There was no contactless. I'm pretty sure there was no contactless cards. I feel like there was no contactless cards back then, bro. Yeah, so cool. So we're there. So we stop running and we start running the opposite way to go get our oysters. And this Fed must have thought we were running away from him, this police officer. And He was on a bike, innit? And he starts to pedal quick, catches up with us, and he's like, what you guys doing? Where you guys going? And I'm like, why? And yeah, he starts talking to us, but we're just ignoring him, bro. He's trying to like antagonize us because he's following us like slowly down this path, bro. Down near Denmark. He's following us in this pavement. He's just, you know, trying to antagonize us, say stuff to us, and we're not really being baited in because we're like, whatever, bro. We're like, we don't really care, innit? So we're walking. This guy follows us for about 10 minutes. He was just following us on the street, which is it's harassment, bro. You know, I didn't even I was a uni student. I was never on the roads, bro. I've never been OT, fam. He's like, oh, so what do you guys call us nowadays, mate? Do you call us pigs? Do you call us Jakes? Do you call us the Bobby? Yeah, which one is it? And we're just like, and at one point I was like, mate, like, can you leave us alone? Like, go away. And whatever. He followed me to my holes. Bro, he waited outside of my holes for us to come back out. Like, that's how much he was on smoke, bro. He waited for us to come out, but we just didn't come out. We just stayed there for like 30 minutes. I don't even know how long he stayed. At some point, we even stopped checking. Like, the whole trip was ruined, fam. We had to kind of wait for this guy to stop harassing us, fam. Bro, there's been a few times, that's what I'm trying to say. There's one time when I was like super young, bro. I was like 16, yeah. Walking down and this is in Derby, yeah. I'm walking down, yeah. And these police officers see me, bro. They see me just walking with my boy, and they come up to me like, oh, nice trainers. And I'm like, okay, what? Yeah, so what? And he's like, oh, someone's been doing burglaries wearing the same trainer. I'm like, burglaries, dog? Burglary? Bro, I'm not burgling nothing, bro. I'm like, bro, the trainers are sold in JD in mass numbers, fam. Like, how many people in the UK have these trainers, bro? The PTs, everyone, Adidas PT, everyone was wearing them back then. So I'm like, I'm not burgling nothing. So he says that to me, and I'm like, okay, cool, bro. I'm not burgling nothing, innit? Fair enough. Like, someone's burgling stuff, innit? But it's definitely not me. Bro, it was like, then another car came, bro. So at this point, it's me, my boy, and like 2 feds, and then like 6, then another 6 came up in a big van. So we're standing on the street, and like everyone's just thinking like, yo, these guys have done we just murdered someone or something. You would have thought we did something. They start surrounding us, and we're just looking at them like, what? And my boy, they tried to make us sign a form. Like, they wrote some stuff. They're like, trying to sign this form. I was like, I'm not going to sign nothing, bro. I was like, bro, I'm a smart guy, bro. I know some people might think, yeah, you're an idiot. But I'm quite clever, bro. So I knew I ain't signing no letter. I think I was 15, bro. 15, 16, young. And they're trying to give me some letters to sign. I was like, bro, I ain't signing nothing, bro. This is probably some confession letters, fam. I ain't doing that, bro. So I just told them to shove, go away, bro. And I just walked off. That was another time. Yeah, so it's been a few times in relations to the police and them just like, you know, trying to put it on man for no flipping reason, fam. Real talk, I've never banged, like I said. All right, so in education, yeah, education's good. School was good. You know, in school, people say a lot of stuff in terms of... People do make little racial comments as kids. And, like, people would always call me this other black kid's name that was in my school that was older than me. That used to annoy me a lot, I'm not going to lie to you. But, didn't really, like, yeah. So in school, I didn't really face too much racism, bro. People would just say silly stuff. But because of my demeanor to me, you know I'm going to say something back to them. So... That's it, really. So, yeah, they say shit, I say shit back to them. That's all I do. That's how school went. And university was calm. College, no racism issues at college, never. I never faced no racism issues. So college in England, it's not university. It's not... College in the UK is not the same as college in America. Our college is technically like school, but just, you know, 16 plus, I would say it is. It's 16 plus, so it's like a grown-up school. Yeah, so I never had no issues there. That was good. Yeah, it's fine. Relationships. Yeah, I mean, I've never really struggled to be with someone because I'm black. Like, in ways, it's been a blessing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's been a blessing, I think, in terms of, like, meeting people. So I definitely think in terms of, I mean, if your appearance is good, you take care of yourself, you know, you go to the gym, you look good, you look dapper, you know, you're going to find people that are going to want to go out with you, regardless, you know, because you're doing good for yourself, you look good, you look fantastic. So yeah, that's, you know, there's no like bad thing in terms of relationships. And I see a lot of black men and women dating black people, dating people outside their race. So there's a lot of relationships happening in the UK in terms of black people. There's definitely, it's definitely positive in terms of that. I've not faced anything yeah, it's just normal. I think it's been normal, really, pretty much. And yeah, so I think there is some differences in terms of blackness in the UK, because you got to think to yourself, we have people from the Caribbean here, and we have people from the continent of Africa, and I think most black people in England are either from Caribbean or they're from Africa. There's no like African Americans. There was no like as far as I know, I'm pretty sure there was no like like the cotton field type of slavery here. I mean, it probably was slaves, but yeah. So there's not really a big demographic of a lot of black people here. I think in terms of like the numbers, I know the Windrush, which is like Caribbean people, Jamaicans coming over from Jamaica. I think in the it might be 1950s or 40s. I don't know. Maybe, yeah. I don't know. Sorry, I know, but I don't know. Sorry, guys. Yeah, so the Windrush generation, I mean, it'll be interesting to see what they think, because they probably dealt with way more racism than I've dealt with, to be honest with you, because, the time that they came. And to be honest, bro, the Caribbean people have broke down a lot of doors for us African people in the UK, because they were here first, really. So they had to deal with that wave of like racism, discrimination. So they did a lot of that for us. So they did make our life easier in terms of us, coming here and just being successful. So we do owe it to Caribbean people in that sense, because they didn't lighten up the load for us. And so that's it really. So the numbers, I would say, yeah, there's mainly from the Caribbean side is mainly Jamaicans. There's a lot of Jamaicans in the UK. But there's also a lot of Nigerians and Ghanaians, but I think that's in pocketed areas. Like, they're not where I grew up. There wasn't really a lot of Ghanaians and Nigerians. But in London, there's a lot of Nigerians and Ghanaians in London, from what I've encountered. And I've been in London for about 10 years, so there's a lot of Nigerians and Ghanaians here. But overall, I would say I've met more Zimbabwe people collectively, like in these areas. I think there's a lot of Zimbabwe people, man. Loads of them. Like they seem to love outside of London life, but there's Zim people everywhere, man. Now, like I said, Zims are everywhere. There's Congolese people as well. We're kind of everywhere, but there's not that many of us like in France and stuff like that. There's a few of us here. There's a few of us in the UK, Congolese people. And I think there's differences between Caribbean and African. For example, the food is different. The music is very different. I mean, Africa within itself, the food's different anyway. So, just being African countries, like, we don't really eat similar stuff to Nigerians and Ghanaians. Maybe we do. We just present it differently, and it looks different. And so there's like the Jamaicans. I like their cuisine and stuff, their music. I love the Caribbean culture, mainly Jamaican, because obviously I know so many Jamaican people, man. Like, loads of them, especially from Derby. There's so many Jamaicans there. But I kind of feel like even in Derby now, Africans are taking over, man. Like, I feel like the whole UK Africans have just took over compared to the Caribbean, because obviously there's more people in... I mean, bro, there's probably more people in Congo than there is in the whole Caribbean. Let's be honest. Like, there's bare people in Congo, and our countries are very populated, and we have loads more kids. So I kind of feel like we've kind of took over the Caribbean section, and there's mainly just Africans now. Like, we've took over, like, I'm being serious. Sorry, I'm not being mean, guys. But even in terms of the music, like, when I was younger, like, you'll never really hear people play, like, African music. But nowadays, people just playing Afrobeat. Shit, people are even open to listening to... People are even open to listening to, different countries and Africans' music. And, so the numbers are just crazy, bro. In terms of, like, how we've, Africans, how we went from being uncool. Because when I was in school... I wouldn't say like we were uncool as Africans, because I'm not that old. I think my school had a lot of Africans in it anyways, but we weren't really that cool. But now it's definitely cool to be African. Like, everyone's just on it, bro. And I think it's a positive thing. You speak for black people, you do this. Nah, there's different ways of being black, bro. Like, you know what I mean? There's different things. We don't all have to Live Vibes Cartel. We don't always have to eat jerk chicken wings or whatever. You know what I mean? You can still eat your Yorkshire pudding and still be black. You can still go to the pub and be black. You know what I mean? There's still things that you can do. I'm one of those people. I don't like to marginalize black people and say, oh, you can't be black because you did this. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you can't be black because you don't because you don't say slang words. Oh, you can't be black because, you know what I mean? Like, everyone's going to be different because of the experiences that they live in, in life. Like, if you grow up with certain people, you're going to behave a different way. If you grow up with criminals, bro, you might start selling some packs as well. So, yeah, you know what I mean? You're kind of shaped by your environment, definitely. And, so there's a lot of positive things happening for black people in the UK in terms of career. There's people with good jobs. There's people with good opportunities. There's people with good houses. You know, there's a lot of people doing well in England. And that's why people really come here, really, because there's a good opportunity. And it's different from America, because I think the UK is just way more chilled. I don't think I would ever live in America. No offense to Americans. Like, I'm just never going to do it. I kind of feel like, nah. Only way I would live in America if I was balling. Like, if I was stupid rich, then fair enough, I would probably move to Florida or something, or California, I don't know. But as just an average Joe moving to America, I think, nah, I'm not interested, bro. It's just life there is just technical, fam. Like, it just seems like too much, especially if you're black in America. It seems like a big struggle, fam. So I prefer life here compared to America, man. I've been to America as well, so don't get me wrong. I'm not just saying things from just like, you know, just chatting shit. I've been there. I've been to school in America. I know what it's like. I've lived there for a bit. Yeah, but here is way better. It's just more chilled, more relaxed. And it's not too much race, man. Like, people don't really talk too much about race here. They do, but we just don't really like that. We don't let us define us. I think maybe because we come from different countries. Like, we come from Congo, Nigeria, Jamaica, St. Lucia. It's like we kind of all, you know, relate back to our countries. Whilst African Americans, they're from America. Fair enough. Like, I get it. But I guess it's a bit more different than us, like, coming into this country, because we came as immigrants, and some African Americans. I mean, African Americans changed now, especially with Tariq Nasheed and all his hate. Yeah. So especially I don't know what they call themselves. What do they call themselves, man? The original Black Africans, whatever. No, what do they call it? FBA or FBI, whatever. The foundational Black Americans, I think that's what they're called. Yeah. So I mean, and obviously now there's like Africans moving to America, and I guess if you're African, you move to America, then you're an African American, like Obama, isn't it? Yeah. So in that sense, like, I think here it's just better, man. I'm not trying to say there's no opportunities for black people in America. It just seems like that's what people care about there. It's like, oh, you're black, you're white. Oh, man, you come here, MAGA. This is MAGA country, man. And here is just a bit more chilled, bro. But people will say things to you to annoy you in England. I've realized that. Like, people will try to provoke the shit out of you if you're black. They will try to provoke you. People will say annoying comments to you. You just need to learn how to... I know it's sad to say that you have to learn, but you have to find like a mechanism to help you face these things, instead of you, like, you know, getting depressed about something and being suicidal or losing it mentally. Just find a way to cope and just think. If someone says something to you, you're either going to respond back or you're going to move away from the situation. Like, I've been in so many situations where, you know, from people that are trying to just, like, for example, one time I went out for drinks, bro. And I've gone to this, like, fancy restaurant, yeah. But the restaurant has, like, a bar, like a semi... It's a bar, it's a full-on bar inside this restaurant. And it's in central London, so there's a lot of, like, you know, what do you call them? Like, guys that work in Canary Wharf, like, I would say Wall Street. Like, they're all, you know, like those guys in suits and stuff like that. So I go there, yeah, for just food. I didn't go for drinks. And I wanted to go to the bathroom, right? And so the bathroom was near the bar, so I had to walk past the bar to go to the bathroom. As I'm walking past the bar, this Indian guy in a suit, bro, some Asian youth, bro, obviously British Indian guy, he says something to me, but because it's so loud, there's like music playing, there's this bar, and my hearing's good, but sometimes I feel it's just too muffled if there's too much going on. So I didn't hear him, but because he was holding his phone and he was like pointing, and I kind of read it. I thought he wanted me to take a picture of him and his friends, because he was there with his boys. He's like one Asian, the token Asian with all white people, bro. So he's there. He's like, does this sign, you know, like the universal picture thing, like with his phone. So I'm like, oh, you want me to take a picture of you? He's like, no, he wants to take a picture with me. Like, I'm like, are you taking a piss? Like, you want to take a picture with me? Are you taking the piss? Like, who the... So I was like, okay. I was like, he's like, oh. I was like, why? He's like, oh, aren't you Patrice Evra? And I was like, what? Patrice Evra is a football player that used to play for Man United. He's a French Senegalese football player. He looks nothing like me. We look different. He's like, oh, I thought you were Patrice Evra. And at this time, I'm on a date. This guy's trying to annoy the shit out of me for laughs with his white friends. Oh, I'm just going over there and told a black guy that he looks like Patrice Evra. I'm the man now with all these white people. Yay, they've accepted me. And so man comes up to me on that kind of flex, yeah, says that to me. And Like I said to you, I can be quite confrontational sometimes. So I just came straight to his face. I was like, I got really close to his face. Like, we were almost kissing. That's how close I got to his face. I said to him, when I got that close to his face, I said to him, say that again. I said to him, say it again. Bro, this guy was scared, fam. He was about to cry, fam. He was like, I'm like, bro, don't try and like ruin my time just because you're trying to get some laughs, fam. Like I'm Kevin Hart or Dave Chappelle or Chris Tucker to start giving you jokes or something. Like, bro, I'm here on a date. I'm looking fly, looking dapper. I've washed myself. I put parfum on. I'm smelling good. And you want to come here with this BS, bro? I was gonna slap this you, bro, but I stayed calm. He was shook, bro. He was shook. And I went to the bathroom. When I came out, bro, this guy was, bro, he couldn't make eye contact with me the whole night. He was just looking the opposite way, like, you know, short story long, like, I don't really like, bro, like, find a way to cope with things like that, bro. Otherwise, it's gonna swallow you. And like I said, people have said stuff to me. I don't really care. Like, I know who I am. I know I'm a Mutuna, I'm Luban, I'm Wananzambe. I know who I am. So people can't really define me. They can't marginalize me and put me in a box and think I'm like some comedic role because I'm black and I've got to do something for, you know what I mean? And also there's some privileges as well from being black in the UK. I would say people are definitely way more afraid of you than you are of them. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing. I think that's a good thing. I think it's a good thing, like, to a certain level. Like, yo, it's good that people are scared of you, but it's also not good. You know, it's a double-coined side. I think the good side is people just leave you alone a lot more and you're way more safer because, you know, people just leave you alone more. You know, I'm not the tallest guy in the world. I'm not that tall. I'm under 6 foot. So people still leave me alone a lot of times when I'm out. People just don't really bother me. Like, I would see people like bothering someone next to me, but they never come close to me because also I have a very stern look. So yeah, there's some privileges. People are definitely way more scared of you, less likely to approach you, which is a benefit. You know, you don't always want to be approached by people, especially like at nighttime. You're trying to walk home and you don't want no one to, you know, you want people to feel more threatened of you than you are of them. Because that's the city that we live in, bro. It's a greasy city, London, bro. It's a proper little greasy. Like, it can be greasy for people, bro. Greasy meaning sticky. Sticky meaning problematic. Like, someone will pull up on you. I've seen people get pulled up on in London, bro. I've seen phone jackings. I've seen people getting battered up, murked, dropped. Yeah, so in London, bro, things can go off. I've seen people get jugged. Not really, like, personally. I've seen people, like, I've been in places where someone got jugged. Yeah, it can get a bit serious, so I think that's the benefit, really, is that people say less things to you. And, and people just, sometimes people are scared of me for no reason. Like, they'll cross the road. Like, one iconic time, not even long ago, bro, I was walking down the street, and this woman, like, she stood on the street, and the closer I got to her, she crossed the street. Then when I walked past her, she went back to the same side that she was on. So it's like, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, you look broke anyways. Why would I want to rob you? You know what I mean? Yeah, so, bro, it's a good experience, I think. And, so, like I said, I'm Moo British. I'm Joel. If you like the content, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you share it to a friend. Make sure you recommend it to someone. And come back again next week for more content. And I appreciate you guys for watching my show. Moo British is your host, Joel.